Good morning, everybody. So welcome to Wing It Motorsports Garage. On today's episode, we're going to talk about how the RB25 failed me again. So I pulled it back out. Last weekend, we took it to Drift Day 9, Drift Day 10, Drift Day 9, and Drift Day 9. Anyways, as you can see, I pulled it back out on the following Sunday. So that's the motor there. I popped number 3 and number 6. Completely dead cylinders now. I'm not really sure why yet. I didn't crack it open. I have no idea. I have no real desire to tear it apart and see what went wrong. Either it detonated or it popped off ringland. Not really sure, but to 2 cylinders at one time, don't really care. So we pulled it out. The plan next is to go LS. So I sold the 350Z 2J. Had to sell it to 2 different people. I pulled the 2J out, sold that to a friend of mine, and then I sold the Z as a roller to another friend of mine. No one wanted to give me the money for a car that was ready to run and drive with the 2J swap. I didn't want to really use the 2J and the S13. I would have if I had to, because this car is kind of more important to me as far as having it on the track and road and all that jazz. So we pulled that out. Just did that at work over the week, and already delivered to Z. My buddy's going to pick up the 2J in a couple weeks when he gets back into town. So that being said, I have plenty of money for a new build. So the RB25 is for sale. I do have someone interested in it, but at the time being, we'll see. So it's a complete swap with all the kit and every turbo kit, all the intercooler piping, pretty much everything you need to put into an S13 right-hand drive car. Obviously the blocks are fucked up. So we have dead cylinders on that. We have a low compression on this one. So this is like 110 across, but it does have a blown head gasket. So you're gonna end up putting a new head gasket on it, and then probably flush the oil system out of it, because the coolant did mix with the oil a little bit. It didn't get ran on it that more than like 30 seconds, so it shouldn't have hurt no bearings or anything. But that being said, it is kind of screwed up. So 2 pretty much complete long block swaps. One stock, one will be with the turbo upgrades and stuff. But either way, that's gone. I'm over it. I'm done. Not rebuilding one. Don't feel like rebuilding an RB25. That's stupid. It could probably just fail again. So we're going to do an LS. I had an LS that I pulled out of a truck at the yard. It is a 6.0 liter. It was an LQ4. Has the dome pistons. That's how you tell. You can really just take a flathead screwdriver and just put it down into the cylinder and just scratch the top of the piston. Not scratch it, but lightly touch it, and you can feel the dome. And then that's how you know you have a Q or LQ4, and that means you're like down, I think, 40 horsepower at the crank. So that being said, did a compression test on it. It was pretty low on one cylinder. It had 90 psi on, I think, number 2. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it's the other way. Either way, it was this driver's side, first one. Had like 90 psi. The rest had around 170. Apart from the one behind that one was like 140 or something like that. So it was kind of low on that side. I'm not sure if I want to use it. That being, knowing that it's kind of screwed up, we probably won't put that in a car. If anything, I'll just use it as a builder motor for later on. So we made the decision to go LS. I'm probably going to just stick with the 6.0 truck, formula. We're just going to probably put a cam in it, maybe find a set of 243 heads or something off like a Camaro or a GTO, put those on it. That way maybe they flow good. Or I use the truck heads. I don't know. I got to do a little more research on that. Forrest will probably tune it, and then the transmission I decided to go with is the CD style transmissions. So putting it behind the 2J, I had pretty good luck with it. I liked it. I liked the way they shift. They're pretty durable as far as like the actual gears, and they're all pretty big. The gear ratio should be kind of fun for the car with the LS. And I actually picked up 2 of them. I scored these off of a local drifter. He had I think 4 of them, he said, and I picked up 2. So if one's bad, I can swap it out to the other one. I'm kind of taking that shot or that chance. You never really know. He didn't know the mileage, etc., etc. So hopefully they're good, good transmissions. So we're going to do the same style adapter kit as I did with the JZ. It's not a Collins, it's a LOZ brand or something, LOQ, I don't know, something like that. It's like an off-brand of Clutch Masters or a sub company or something like that. It's supposed to be pretty good. We'll see. It's pretty much the same thing as the Collins adapter except for LS to CD transmission. A lot of the kits, like the Collins adapter kit, they want you to cut the bell housing somewhere in here and then take that off, and then you mount the kit to the transmission back in here, where you use all these bolts. You take this faceplate off and you change it. I did not want to do that. I don't like the idea of cutting a transmission apart. I think it's stupid. I mean, it's what happens when I'm out of town and I want to change out a transmission real fast. It's like, now I got to take it to a machine shop and have it cut. I got to take a grinder to it in the parking lot. I'm not doing that. I want a kit that I can just basically swap in, swap out the transmission, not have to alter it. That being said, use the 350Z clutch, all that stuff, all the hard, all the plumbing and everything for the hydraulic lines. I have it already. I don't have to change anything on my car. It's laying right there. I don't have to change nothing. So I didn't want, the the T56s uses a clutch line on the other opposite side. I didn't want to use that mainly because they're expensive for one. You can get these CD transmissions for like all day long around $500, $500 to $800. A T56 runs you about $1,500 and you probably got to rebuild it. So then you're in another $1,500. So that being said, you might as well buy a T56 Magnum. So now you're in it for $3,200, and it just adds on. I didn't want to fool with that. This way, I have about $2,500 in my transmission setup, and then if I do pop it, I've got another one. So, it's every time if I break a transmission, it's $500 to replace it, rather than going and buying T56s and all that stuff. And I just don't like T56s. They've caused me a lot of issues before. I just don't like them. So that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to do, basically it's going to be a full new build with an LS right-hand drive. And you ask, is it real hard to put a right-hand drive LS together? Yeah, it's going to be really freaking difficult. The steering shaft is on the wrong freaking side. I mean, there's a reason why Japanese dudes don't like using LSs. It's not because they're ugly and loud and obnoxious. It's because you got to fight that shaft. So the starter is on that side. So I have the starter, the header, and the steering shaft in my way. Supposedly I can take a mini starter and put it on there, and that's going to help. The kit that I'm buying comes with a mini starter, so that should help out on that. And then also Siki does sell a long tube header setup. They're stainless steel header. It's for right-hand drive S13 LS swap, and they're around, I think, $1,100. Now I might cheap out and buy a different type of header and then maybe just mod it myself. So we'll see. There's like a mid-length header that I was looking at, and it might work just fine. Basically, of course, you gotta pretend it's in here. The mid-length will come back here, and I'm hoping that I can mod the where it's all 4 tubes and they come down about right in this area, and then I can hopefully maybe cut and change it so it loops down, comes straight behind the shaft, and it's probably gonna be right next to the firewall and straight down. So I'm kind of hoping I can make that fit. If not, then, well, it might be a $300 gamble. So, we'll see what happens. So anyways, that's it for now. It's kind of a little update with you guys. I have my next event planned for June 30th, I think. June 30th, yeah. It's the Import Alliance. It's at the Gateway Road Course. That's pretty much my goal. I've been to 3 events and I've only driven a handful of laps. The RB went out on me on around the 5th lap. So I'm really itching to drive. I've been on the same pair of tires. As you can see here, this is the set of tires I have started the season with, and we're still got tread on them, and that's sad. So anyways, we're gonna try to solve that problem with the V8. Kind of go back to my roots. So anyway, stay tuned for the LS build. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be kind of fun making some new parts and doing a clean LS, something cool. I've been looking forward to doing an LS build for a long time. I had to get out of the JZ, I had to sell it to be able to do it. So I hope you guys enjoy that. See you guys later.